Hi all, it's Diane and this is take 3. Elvis is in the building, aka Lucky Gardenia dashboard confessional. And again, I'm just running a couple of errands, sitting in a parking lot. It's probably going to get a little bit more crowded here as Joann's, as you can probably see in the background, is closing here shortly. And hopefully this is looking kind of dark. I don't know how I can get, but or to wear glasses or not to wear glasses. Anyway, let me show you outfit of the day. Oops. Of course, silver and turquoise, and then let's see. Can you see this? It's a silver baby rattle, and I just put it on this, you know, those little snap balls and chain kind of thing. But I had to put like 3 together, 2 or 3 together to get the length of it. So that, and then of course my old trusty Holy jeans. Holy jeans. It is Sunday. Got my Holy jeans on, and then I'm gonna see if I can get my foot up here. This is a feet, being 61. See my cute Converse? Anyway, enough gymnastics here in the car. Got 2 other things to show you. I was going to show you my face mask to prove that I do have them, and where'd they go. And I also have a pattern I bought online. And of course, you know, how I don't like waiting for anything. On-demand purchases where you can digitally download patterns. I love it. Anyway, this is probably backwards, but isn't this cute? Of course, I couldn't do all that machine quilting, but reminds you of that stamp if you're back for my day. And I think they did bring it back. But anyway, this is from Tula Pink. I just love that designer. She is spunky. I've been watching some YouTube videos, and she is just delightful to watch. She is just, I don't know, she just comes across as somebody you'd like to be your best friend. Anyway, and she's wickedly talented. I mean, very talented. Okay, found the mask. Let's see if I can get this one unhurled. Nice little, this one was pretty expensive. I bought that off of Etsy. And then this is one that's not as expensive, and it's got Mickey Mouse in Paris. Oui, oui. Mi Amor. Anyway, that one is was more cost effective. I don't know if it's because the elastic is a little bit wider, but with my big old ears, wearing glasses, it's not quite as comfortable. And I thought I was going to pass out, everybody. I was so hot in there fanning myself with my patterns I'd taken in there. I guess you just start building up that heat, and you know, at my age, we don't need to be any hotter than we already are. Anyway, ended up getting some fabric to make the love quilt. I just bought the background fabric and hoping maybe I have some things around the house that I've already purchased. And let's see what else I was going to tell you. Oh, I'm trying to make do more so with, you know, I'm not working, got laid off, and trying to use more of the things that I have other than go out and purchase something new. And I need a desk area. And I had this, geez, it's probably from the 50s. It's not very sturdy white desk. It's in some of my videos where I had the Marilyn Monroe in the tutu behind me, it's that desk. It's not real sturdy. I did work from it for off of it for a couple years, or at least a year or so, but it's not real sturdy, and if you're going to put a heavy sewing machine on it, it needs to be sturdy. And any of my sewing machines that are vintage are quite heavy. They're cast iron, and there's one you could, I say Google, but I Yahoo everything. It's called the Rocketeer, and it's so cool, just the design of it. I think it's model number 500. Anyway, it's called the Rocketeer. I mean, how cool is that? Didn't find the pedal with it. I ordered one off of eBay that was the 4-prong, and it looked like the correct shape. Did not match it. Unfortunately, the machine is not black, which I would probably prefer. It's kind of gold and kind of taupe. Not my favorite colors. You know me, my motto, I'm not a beige person. Couldn't find any black cord that would normally go with it, so the only one that was offered that was an actual Singer model, not something from China, and ordered it. The one thing I've realized during these times of hardship is that, you know, if you put something in your shopping cart on eBay, or like it, or you know, save to watch it, sometimes the seller will come back and offer you a discount. And I had decided I wasn't gonna, I mean, it wasn't necessary. Heavens, I won't disclose how many sewing machines I have. So I thought, you know, I'll just hold out and look for, obviously I had it at one time, it's in my house somewhere. But there was a deep discount, so I went on and ordered it. And this machine, it's not in a case or anything, but it's where you can set it down on a flat surface and actually sew with it. So it doesn't really require a case, where a lot of the Singers are meant to go into a case and you can't really use them because the doohickey that runs the motor, I guess the drivetrain maybe, makes it wobbly. You wouldn't be able to set it down and function properly. But this one you can. But I go to, you know, push it in, to plug it in to the 4 prongs, and it budged maybe 1/5 of a centimeter. I mean, we're talking milliliter probably. And, you know, yeah, I'm not as strong as I used to be. I pushed and, you know, what my instinct is poke something in one of those prongs that looked like it was a little smaller than the others, and, you know, try to make it bigger. But then I thought there's got to be some kind of connector in there, and I'm just going to be running it. So I thought, ooh, first, being the right brain, number 4 Enneagram person that I am, I look for something heavy. I found the peanut butter jar, you know, big, hefty Jiffy or Jif peanut butter, pounding away on it, not making any progress. Then I thought, what do I have? I have a big old rubber mallet. So I found it, and I'm pounding away at it. Probably my apartment, whoever butts up to my apartment is probably, what the heck's going on? But pound, and eventually it went in. And if you don't move that machine too much, you know, because it will pop out, you can't actually sew. So I know it works. It just, I don't know if it was manufactured where it's just not as, you know, the right size opening on each of the prongs or whatever. But, you know, I'll make it work, and hopefully eventually it will go in there more, to slide in there easily. So let me see what other kind of trouble I've been in lately. Not leaving my apartment, that's, you know, you have to try hard to get yourself in trouble. But Again, I'm having trouble sleeping, many days up over 24 hours, some 23. I think Friday night I slept for 3.5 hours, and then I just woke up and it was like, I'm not really that sleepy. So I got up and I thought, I'm gonna try and be productive. If I'm not, I'll just go back to bed. But actually stayed up another 22 hours. And I think I went to bed before 9 o'clock last night, about 8:30ish. And anybody that knows me knows I'm a night owl, so that's quite early. Anyway, since I'm not on a schedule with anybody or having to be anywhere, it really doesn't matter. So, went to bed. I think I woke up once during the night. Lucy was up running, got up, woke me up. She is doing better, and I was rubbing her tummy, and she wags her little tail, her little curly tail. So I don't know what was wrong with her the other day, but it seems to have improved, so that's good. Anyway, I woke up this morning and it was like 11:30. It was like, okay, what day is it? AM, PM, and by golly, I had slept over 12 hours. I think actual sleep per the Fitbit was like 12 hours and 12 minutes. Actually, in bed was, much longer than that, but, I did seem to be restless throughout the night, which the Fitbit is really interesting to see that kind, how much REM sleep you're getting, because I was having some crazy dreams. Not crazy fun dreams, not like horror story type of dreams, but just, I don't know, something off. Anyway, not where I'm like, oh, I'm going to go back to bed. That was such a good dream. I want to see how it ends. But, so anyway, got in 2 days worth of sleep within one day. And, but before I went to bed, it was so funny. I get this text. Hardly anyone texts me. It's either my daughters, my sister, or my friend Patty, or a couple other girlfriends that I have. But ding, and a lot of times I'm watching a TV show and somebody's phone received a text and there's some kind of alert, and I'm thinking it's my phone. I'm gonna switch off hands because my fingers are going to sleep. Anyway, my sister Tracy from Oklahoma texted me and she said, did we have a microwave growing up? She's 2 years older than I am. I'm 61. I just cracked up. I'm like, hell, we didn't have anything. We had an oven, and a toaster and a waffle iron. I was cracking up, and I'm like, no, we had Jiffy Pop or s'mores on the, out on the, if you had a fire. But it was like, no, we did not have a microwave. But it was like, it tickled me. It was like, I don't even think we had a freaking toaster oven. Those things we take for granted nowadays that we just, can't live without. Back then it was, we're living in high cotton. If our parents went on a date or had some type of evening event, and we got frozen dinners, guys. Frozen dinners. That was like revolutionary, right? And you had your options of like frozen fish with, I don't even know, French fries were in there, corn, and probably mashed potatoes. And then if we were really lucky, we got I think it was El Chico or El Patio or something, enchilada dinner. Cheese enchiladas, beans and rice. Loaded with sodium. It would probably make me blow up like a freaking helium balloon with that much sodium, because it's loaded. and I'm highly reactive to any type of sodium. So, I mean, it's so bad. If it's something highly salted, I can feel the retention of water just immediately, and it's not in my brain. I mean, literally can't get rings on or off. It's bad. So I don't know why I'm so sensitive to that, but I am. Anyway, how in the world? Oh, I guess I'm talking about high tech and things we lived with and things we didn't have. And I remember I'd graduated. It was probably 78-ish, probably 77 maybe. It was when my parents got divorced. My mom got a VCR, and when we were gone from the house, we could tape the soap operas. I mean, and they were pretty darn expensive back then. I mean, it was, you know how technology is when it's brand new, it's pricey. And, you know, our soap operas were important to us, or to our mom, who had been a stay-at-home mom forever until my dad divorced her and married his secretary after becoming president of the company. Yeah, we were thrilled about that. Some wounds just are still there. I don't care how old you get, it stays with you. But anyway, yeah, we were thrilled with the VCR. And nowadays, you know, you look at the technology, and I remember 8-track tapes, big chunky things, and then, you know, CD or cassette recorders came in, and then you could get them in your car. And then, you know, revolutionary was the CD, music CDs and such, and it's like, oh, that's not going to go over. Of course it does. And then, you know, things on drives, and what is it? Not an iPod. I guess it is an iPod. Anyway, technology just keeps on rolling down the path. But updates. I think everyone probably knows by now I am a very anxiety-ridden person, and having to do my taxes just was like hanging over my head. For one, I couldn't find the paperwork. I usually, you know, I don't have a desk with. We are running out of power, guys. I'm gonna plug this in. Bear with me. Hold on. Pause. Hold, please. Okay, there. We're rolling with steam. And where was I? Oh, anyway, what I was going to say is, you know, I don't have files and everything in its proper order because my brain doesn't work that way. And, sorry I'm moving this around. I can see it's dark, but, so we were going to do my taxes on Monday, which we didn't do. I had to talk to my financial planner, and that was just like too taxing for one day. You know, money issues or talking money, planning. It's not my jam, guys. I wish somebody would swoop in and be, hey, I'll handle that. 'Cause it is something I've always just have a true distaste for. So, I pushed it out to Tuesday. And then, I don't know, I think it was because I hadn't had any sleep. I'm like, I just can't deal with this. I did find the paperwork, so I was ready. And Jay helped me with my taxes last year because we had sold our mineral rights to some land that we had received from my dad upon his death, and a 3-year lease on our mineral rights. And so I had to pay some Oklahoma taxes last year, so Jay helped me with all that paperwork. Bless his heart. I don't know when you don't have someone in your life that can help you, Jay has just been a godsend is all I can say. And he's tolerant, you know. He knows I'm a worrywart, but anyway, so I found the paperwork. We had moved it to Wednesday, but his brother came in town, so we moved it to Friday. And I'm like, I got to get this off my plate. It is just like, you know, that thing that's hanging over you that you know you don't want to do. And, you know, I didn't know. I thought I was going to have to pay taxes again, and it's like, oh my gosh. You know, for planning purposes, you know, I held some back. But I knew that they hadn't taken out enough taxes, you know, while I was on unemployment. And anyway, we got through them, and I didn't owe. I actually got some back, and I'm like, how in the world did that happen? But I think when I was laid off and they paid out the severance, it probably was taxed at a higher rate than normally would be normal for the 2 paychecks I'd get in a month. So thank goodness for that. So I was happy camper. Not only one, we filed it electronically, and 2, I didn't have to send in money to the IRS. Now that's a good day. Anyway, so that was off my plate. And then I had this other thing. Y'all are, there's some things that just really trip me up. And one is going to get my old Toyota looked at, you know, for the yearly inspection. I blanked there for a second. For the inspection, and I just panic that it's not going to pass. And that's one thing I fret over every year. And you know me, my car is not something that defines my identity or my worth. And I drive this car, and I'm gonna drive it until I can't drive it. So it's a 2007. So that's one thing I have anxiety about. And then taxes, doing them, and then the yearly re-upping of my electricity plan. And I don't know if it's just something new, but that wasn't something we ever had to do before until the last couple of years. And you know, there comes when you're paying your bill, say, you know, your plan's about to end, do you want to, you know, renew? And you know me, I'm not much for change, so I don't go off to any of these no-name type of offerings. So one year I just selected, you know, because it was easy. Yes, I want to renew. And all I can tell you is I'll never make that mistake again. I got the bill, and this is Texas, and it's hot, and I'm on the 2nd floor with vaulted ceilings in an apartment. All not good things, but it went up. My bill went up. 1 month it was $500 and something, and I almost had to be revived. I thought I was going to pass out. So I called them up, and I'm like, there's got to be a problem, because this jumped by like $300, and I live in a 1,100 square foot apartment. I'm not in some mega mansion. And after that, they did allow me to, I probably was crying, you know me. Anyway, got it changed. And so that was a lesson learned, is you don't take what they offer just, you know, by clicking yes. You call and you have them work that out. You have them work every which way but Sunday. I mean, they've got a year's worth of history of your usage. I don't want that average stuff. I like it less than, I don't hardly use any electricity in the winter. And, you know, it gives me money for Christmas. So, the poor guy that I don't know where he was sitting, in India or wherever he was, but he worked with me, and I'm like, I am so sorry. Do you get a discount for being old? I lost my job, I'm old, you know, does that help? Anyway, he was sweet enough. He worked as long as, I kept on, he'd come up with something he thought would work. Something where you got, in the summer, which is like 3 months, you get half off of your electricity between certain hours. I'm like, that may sound great, but our summer goes into November, and I know the plan doesn't go into November, but we can have some hot days going clear up into December. And it's like, plus I'm like, I'm not working. I'm not up using electricity during the day. Sometimes I'm sleeping during the day. So anyway, this guy, poor thing, he said there was going to be a survey when he hung up, and there was no survey. I was going to actually do it for him. And I only usually do the survey when I'm going to give him a good rating. But it just flat out cut me off. But we'll see come August if it's a good plan. But I think it may be even better than what I've got this year. So at least if you have TXU, which would only be you Texans out there, you call and you have them go through those plans, because it's not going to offer you the best plan you can get if you just choose what they give you. Other random thing, and then I got to go to Walmart. Diet Coke, there's been areas in my hair where it's thinner than others, and my hair kind of goes one which way, and you don't want your pink skull showing through. And it's like, what am I gonna do? And then this is how my brain works. For those gentlemen that go bald, they used to have that stuff that they would spray on, the kind of fuzzy stuff. It's like, well, I'm gonna see how this looks if I take some gray eyeshadow and just kind of tap it in there. And by golly, it works. There's a little spot in the back of my head and over here, and it's like, hey, this works. I'm an out-of-the-box thinker, and I'm sure that eyeshadow is not going to harm my head if I can put it on my eyelids. So anyway, if you have the same problem, also the same thing on my eyebrows. So I couldn't find an eyebrow pencil that matched any which way. So it's like, that worked for me. And oh, one other thing, I was putting on lipstick before this, and it's like, I think I'm probably one of the die-hard people that still actually uses a tube of lipstick. And I thought on it a little bit further, and I use the same brand my mom used, Revlon. And usually I think it's 452, but I think this is 452. Anyway, or 455, one of the two. Kind of a coral pink, or rosy pink. But I do have a lighter one that's like a softer pink that I like also. But it's like, I'm not a lip gloss kind of person. That just is really gooey. But there is a thing you have to pre-think when you put on your mask is, have you blotted your lipstick? Because I think old Mickey has some spots where my lipstick is. So anyway, that's my service announcement for the day, and I'm gonna shut it down here and head to Walmart. Everyone stay safe, be kind to everyone, be kind to others. You don't know what kind of day they are having, and just to drive that home, guys. I got a text from my friend Patty this morning asking me if I knew this person, and it was somebody that went to our high school. I don't think she was in our grade, but she is a sister, I believe, of one of our friends. And so she's either a couple years older, younger, But it's like, I'm friends with her on Facebook, but Lord, I've got not quite 2,000 friends, but closer to 1,700, if I'm being honest. But Patty said she just posted something on Wednesday or Friday. Wednesday. She died on Friday. And I went and looked, and it wasn't like she was in the hospital or there was any indication anything was wrong. It's like, oh my gosh, what happened? And it's like, I'm 61, and I started thinking about my favorite grandma, Granny Vera, died at 69. And it's like, oh my God, you know, I get depressed and I get sad, and, you know, you miss people, you miss your dogs, and it's like, you know, I still want to hang around here. And there's friends of mine that are dying or in my age group, and it's like, it just appreciate every day. Let those who you talk to or see, let them know that they're loved, and hug them, give them a hug that they'll remember, and be kind. Just be kind and tell them you love them. Anyway, oh, one other thing, and this may be redundant if I've said it before. Robin's honed in, her and Carlos are honing in on a baby's name. But I think that there's a for sure in it, the middle name. And it just tickled me to death. It is my daughter's, Jennifer, her middle name. And I'd always wished I'd spelled it differently. I didn't. But it's, and I think I talked about Ray. I probably talked about it just a couple days ago. But it's Ray. And the middle name's going to be Ray. And it's like, it just tickled me. It just, you know, I certainly wouldn't expect anyone to be named Diane. No one names anybody Diane or, you know, Marie. But it's like, I was happy that Jennifer liked that name. She was going to, or if she does have a baby, that's going to be the middle name, and that they would choose to pass that on. And it was me coming up with the name. My husband, Lewis, at the time, let me have free reign on that, bless his heart. And I don't know where in the world I came up with that name, and it's not the guy's spelling of it. Anyway, it's like, I feel special. I feel good about that. But it's the little things that keep me happy. But hugs to everyone. Big Texas bear hugs to you. Hope all your family and your friends are well. Stay well. This thing is still hanging around. Last week, we ended the week at 2 million had the coronavirus, and it's still going up. So take care. Be careful. Sending you love and hugs. And peace out. Peace out.